So bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. I'll take my socks off. So just make sure that your torso is nice and upright. You can breathe easily with a steady flow of air. So the head's directly over the heart, over the pelvis, nice and straight. So just take a nice shoulder roll as you inhale and exhale. We'll do that again, that feels nice. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back, and exhale. Bring the hands to the knees, close down the eyes. Just let the breath settle into a nice, steady rhythm. Don't try and change anything. Just allow the mind to calm down. Don't hold on to any thoughts. Just allow any thoughts you may have just to pass like clouds across the mind. And we're going to do the breathing exercise that we practiced last class as well, but for slightly longer. I mean, a longer count. So we're going to do it for counts of 4. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold the breath for 4, and then exhale slowly for 8. And then we'll just repeat that for a few minutes. So I'll start by talking you through, and then I'll leave you on your own for a couple of minutes. So begin, we'll inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, and then exhale for 8 with your own count. So carry on with your own count. If you lose place, that's okay. Just start again. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 8. Carry on. We'll do a few more cycles. Just check you're sitting up nice and tall. finish off the next cycle. So the cycle is the inhale, then the hold, and then when you finish your next exhalation for 8, then on your next inhale, just allow the breath to return to normal. Keep the eyes closed. Just take some time, just observe the impact that had on you, the impact on your breathing, impact on the mind. And then on the next inhale, gently open up the eyes. So all the breathing techniques, they're all called pranayama. So the control of the breath, they're also the control of the prana, or the life force as it's known in yoga. And this particular one, or anything that involves breath retention, as well as obviously calming the mind, and hopefully that did have a calming effect on your mind. You weren't felt you were holding it for too long, or it was stressing you out. But it also has other health benefits, because you should try and increase the count over time, and then it'll increase your lung capacity, definitely. It'll have mental health benefits. They reckon it improves your lifespan because it increases the health of your stem cells. And there are certain studies, one main one that says it might improve brain function, but that's in salamanders, and it hasn't been proved in humans yet, so it may or may not help with that. But hopefully, at the very least, it made you feel a bit calmer. Before we start, I want to, as I promised, show you some alternatives to downward dog, and that way when we go through the class, you can incorporate them if you want. So because some people were complaining about hamstrings, wrists particularly, and shoulders, which tends to be the main problems. So you can start in downward dog if you want, or you can wait until I show you the alternatives. So if you went up into downward dog, you could either do it and try and see how you felt that day, and then just come out. So the obvious one that I've already been given is giving you is child's pose. So just to sink back and hands forward. But I appreciate that some people don't always want to do that because they consider it not active enough while you're in sort of full flow. So a really easy one to do is to stay, or if you're not there already, is just going to tabletop. And the advantage of that is you can still make it quite active if you kind of strengthen the arms. So I say dial the hands out, so as if you're pushing against the ground, turning the hands outwards, and pushing with the feet, strengthen the core. So you're still exercising your shoulders and your wrists, but you're not putting as much weight on them. And that way, if you would like to get the hamstring stretches, you can stretch out one foot so that you're individually stretching your hamstrings, and you can just try that now. So you're still getting a really good stretch, but it's all within your control. And the other good thing is a lot of downward dog, I will have you lifting the leg. So if you lift the right leg now, you can still do it in this position. You can also do, so if you bring your knee to your nose, similarly as I do in downward dog. And then if you extend the leg again, you can also open the hip by bending the knee. So that's really good. The only problem with it is quite often when I'm in downward dog, I will then bring the foot through and, for example, come up into warrior two. So if you just do that now, bring your right foot through. And so if you're here, instead of having been previously in downward dog, just pivot the back foot and then come up, and then you can bring yourself up And I will cue this, but I know that it's quite nice for you to be able to do this on your own. So you say, right, okay, I don't want to do downward dog. I'm going to just go into tabletop. So come back down. Come into downward dog just momentarily. So instead of doing this, so come down on your knees and walk the hands in front for puppy. So bring the chest to the ground. And this is good because you're still getting a really good stretch on the shoulders, but you don't have any of the impact at all on your wrists because your wrists aren't bearing any weight. And also, so you're not getting the stretch in the hamstring here at all. So it's good in some ways, but maybe not as good as tabletop. And another one that's really good, so if you bring in some props, and this is not as good because you have to be prepared, but if you have a chair, you just have a chair handy. So instead of a downward dog, you could hold on. So I'm holding on to the arms of the chair. And that's really nice because I'm still getting my hamstring stretch. I'm still stretching out the shoulders. I'm opening up the back. And so you get all the advantages, but without the disadvantages. So have a little think. And if you really hate downward dog, you can either do one of the alternatives or the chair. And just in case you don't have a chair, you can actually do it against the wall. So all I'm doing, put my hands flat against the wall. Can't really see me, but and then I can come down. So I'm sort in downward dog, and again, that's stretching out the hamstrings and the back, and you don't need a chair. Everybody's got a wall. So hopefully that's a few, and we're going to do downward dog a couple of times in today's class. So I'll remind you of the alternatives, but it's also up to you. So to get going, we're going to start by lying down. So swing your legs round. Come down on your back and hug your knees into your chest. So just relax the shoulders back and down. You might want to roll from side to side. Bring both feet to the floor. We'll start with bridge. So bring the palms to either side of the body. And then push your hips up and back. You might want to walk your heels slightly closer towards you. And then feel as if you're pulling the soles of your feet inwards, pushing your knees together while lifting your hips higher, engaging the core. Just see if you can push up a little bit higher still, engaging the glutes. Then slowly lower to the floor. Pick up just the right foot. Hold on with your right hand. So the right sole is pointed at the ceiling in happy baby. And then pull on the foot. So you're pulling the knee down towards the floor, but also opening up as well. So pulling outwards. So we're really opening up in the right hip. You'll feel as if your left glute's coming up. So you can allow the left knee to just kind of fall to the left slightly. And that's just as a counterweight to stop you coming over to the right. So using your breath, really breathing into the right hip socket. And leave go and bring the right ankle just above the left knee. And then as you inhale, bring the left knee towards you can hold on behind the knee if it's comfortable to do so. And you want to feel as if you're opening up in the right knee. So you might want to take your hand actually and press against your right knee, and that'll just help. Don't force it. It helps just get a little bit more opening. Keep the shoulders rolled back and down, pressing into the earth. Let the left foot come towards the floor. And we're just going to keep the knee open, the right knee open, and we're going to go back up into bridge. So I'm going to bridge, recline pigeon combo. So bring the hands to the floor, press up with the hips. You're trying to keep your hips kind of square. Well, keeping the knee open, tightening up in the glutes. Oh, exhale. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So bring the right foot to the floor, pick up the left, hold on around the outside of the foot for happy baby, one-legged happy baby. So again, pulling on the sole of the foot with the left hand so that the knee is coming towards the floor, but also kind of opening up to the left as well. And you can just, I quite like just to allow my right knee to fall open. I'm not forcing it in any way, just letting gravity pull it, and that keeps me flying flat on my back. Now bring the left ankle just above the right knee, so the sole of the right foot is on the floor again. And then as you inhale, bring that right knee towards you. And you can push open against the left knee, pushing it away from you while bringing the right knee towards you. But just like a gentle pressure rather than really pushing it. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. And bring the right foot to the ground. Keep the left foot where it is. Make sure the knee's still opening up away from you. Put the palms of the hands on the floor. And as you inhale, push up with the hips. You might want to walk your foot a little bit closer to you so that we're in bridge, one-legged bridge. Tighten up with the glutes. See if you can push your hips a little bit further up. And slowly sink the hips down to the floor. Bring both feet on the floor. We're just going to roll up now into sitting position. So you might want to cross your feet, cross your ankles. Inhale, roll up. And I'm just going to turn around so that I'm facing you. Which leg am I doing? I am going to extend the left leg and keep the right tucked in. So the sole of my foot's against my left thigh. Forward fold here. So turn and face the left foot. As we inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, extending forwards, keeping the torso nice and long. Extending forwards, keep the head up and the heart open. As we inhale, extend, exhale, oh, fall forward. Keeping the knee open. You can hold on around the ankle, or the calf, or the toes. using the breath. So as you inhale, lengthening, feeling as if the chest has been drawn towards the toes. Exhale, soften. Come up, lift the head, look at the toes, walk the hands back. Going to bring the right hand behind us for a counter pose, so baby wild thing. Sweep the arm up and over, push up. So the arm sweeps behind you, your hips pushing forward. You can drop the head back. And then bring the hips back down and we'll swap that over. So extend the right leg, bring in the left. You might want to adjust your hips so you're facing the outstretched leg. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, falling forward towards the right leg. Keeping the knee nice and open. Close down the eyes. Lovely stretch through the hamstrings. Maybe down the back. Okay, come out, so walk the hands up, bring the left hand behind, and we're going to push the hips forward, and arm sweeps back. Baby wild thing. Exhale, bring the hips back down, and we're going to flip onto our hands and knees. So pushing out through the wrists, then tightening up through the core, so sucking the belly in, tucking the tailbone in slightly. We're going to thread the needle, so pick up the right hand, elbow towards the ceiling, then hand towards the ceiling as we twist round, looking up. And as you exhale, thread the needle through, bringing the right side of the shoulder and the cheek to the floor. You can support yourself with your left hand, or you can bring the hand up above, keeping the core muscles contracted. To come back out, bring the left hand to the side of the face. Pick yourself up onto all fours. And we're just going to do a practice for dancer while we're here. So pick up the right foot, kick it behind you, pushing the hips down, and then you're going to bring the knee towards the nose. While you're here, try with control and balance, hold on to your ankle, and then bring the foot back so it's kicked behind you. We're just going to take a moment to balance here. So press with the top of the foot into the hands. Grip, really grip the floor. And then gently leave go, come back to all fours. Just check your posture. So pushing out of the wrists, pressing in with the tops of the feet, tightening the core. Then inhale, pulling up with the left arm, opening up, hands to the ceiling. Exhale, threading the left hand underneath the right arm, hips pointing upwards. Close the eyes. Pick yourself up, back onto all fours. Kick the left foot back, yep, left foot back. And then bring the knee to the nose. Now take some time, find your balance here. Hold on to the left foot. Bring the foot back. Pressing, really pushing with the top of the foot into the hands. Keeping the core strong. Pushing out of the wrist. Pressing on the floor with the right foot. And then slowly come back onto all fours. So we'll just take a break here because we're a little bit slower today because we were doing the alternatives to downward dog. So bring yourself into child's pose. And I just want to show you something different here. So walk the hands out. Bring your forehead to the floor. And this time, so you can bend your elbows and bring your hands up behind your head in prayer. So we're also stretching out the triceps a little bit while in this pose. So from here, come back onto hands and knees, and we're just going to go up into downward dog, but very quickly, we're just going to push the hips up, and then we're going to walk forward in between the hands. And once we're here, we're going to come up into standing. Reach the hands up and in prayer. Take a couple of breaths here. So from the floor, from the feet, ensure you've got a firm base, really pressing into the ground with all four corners of the feet, dialing the feet out to engage the calves, the glutes, tighten the core, roll the shoulders back. As we inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, fall forward, really reaching out, falling forward. Inhale, come up halfway, hands on thighs. Exhale, hands to the ground, bend the knees, kick the feet back. You can bring the knees to the ground or stay in plank. Lower chin and chest to the floor. Push up, cobra, tuck toes under. And now your choice, you can either push up into downward dog or just come onto your hands and knees if that's your preference. If you're on your hands and knees, just stretch one foot out with the toes curled under to stretch the hamstrings, and the other. We're going to extend the right leg, look forward between the hands, and bring the right foot in between the hands. And from here, we're going to come up into warrior, so rotate the back foot 45 degrees, slowly come up so that you're standing. Open the arms out into warrior two. Just check the knee is over the ankle. If it's not, you might want to open your legs a little bit more. Opening out through the shoulders. Now this is a really good posture as well for strengthening the shoulders, because it's not weight bearing, but because the arms are extended at 90 degrees from the body, you're using all those muscles. So really engage the arms, push the pinkies back. Relax the shoulders down. Using a lot of muscles in your arms and your shoulders here, although you're not bearing any weight. Turn the palm up and then reverse. So the left arm is on the back of the thigh. Take a deep breath in As you exhale, come back into warrior two. From here, we're going to bring both feet together at the top of the mat. So if you can, in one motion. If not, you might want to take a couple of movements. Now pick up the left knee, hug into the chest, and hold on around the ankle, using the balance. Bring the foot behind. Extend the right arm, and you can stay here if you would like. If you want to challenge yourself, push with the top of the left foot into the hands, bringing the torso forward, keeping the supporting legs straight, kicking out with the foot. And then when you're ready, try not to wobble too much. Come back up and with control, both feet back onto the floor. And we'll repeat that flow through to dancer on the other side. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Kick the feet back. Lower down. You can put your knees on the floor if you would like. Chaturanga. Push up. Cobra. Tuck toes under. And again, you can come up into downward dog or onto tabletop. Up to you. So if you're in down dog, walk the feet out. If you're in tabletop, extend one leg, stretching out the hamstrings, then the other. Pick up the left leg, look forward between the hands, bring the left foot, the left knee forward, and place the left foot in between the hands. Pivot the back foot. And if you've been on your knees, you want to come up now so that we're in warrior two. So just check your alignment, that your knees over your ankle. You might want to sink down a little bit more. Strong in the thighs. Turn the left hand up, reverse it. Looking up towards the ceiling. Right hand on the back of the thigh. Deep breath in, exhale, come back into warrior two. Strong in the arms. And then we're going to bring both feet together at the front of the mat. See if you can do that with control, either in one movement or two. Oops. Bring the right knee up. Hug it into the chest. Then hold on to the right foot. You can stay here if you want, just pushing your hips forward. You'll get a lovely stretch here. But if you would like, lift up the left arm. And as you exhale, you're leaning forward, but pushing the top of the right foot into your hand. It will help with your balance. Supporting legs straight. Stretching out. And then when you're ready, coming back, dropping the foot. Both feet together. And just bring the hands into prayer. Oh, well done. So we'll just do one more flow. So just check your posture. Everything engaged, feet dialing out, core contracted. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Kick the feet back. In plank, or bring the knees down, lower to the ground. Pushing up. Cobra. Tuck toes under, and either downward dog or on your hands and knees. And either way, so you're just going to, if you're on downward dog, walk your hands back. But what you're going to do is you're going to end up in a squat. So if you were on your knees, you want to come up on your feet, bending the knees, feet kind of wide apart to the edges of the mat. You can bring your elbows inside the knees, pressing them open. So I hope we've all managed to meet together in Malasana, deep squat. Opening up in the chest. Ooh, shoulders down. Bring the hands to the floor. Walk the hands forward until your hands and knees. Swing the feet round. Bring the hips to the floor. And we're going to come down into lying position. So slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself down. Whew. Extend the feet. So we're going to stretch out the sides now. So you want to pick up your hips, bring them over to the right hand side of your mat. Walk your feet to the left hand side of your mat. And maybe shimmy your shoulders if you can, a little bit to the left side. Raise your hands above the head. Hold on to the right wrist with the left hand. So you should already be like a banana curved over to the left. If you want an extra stretch, if you have it within you, I'm right at my limit, you can cross your right foot over your left ankle. Feeling lovely stretch all the way down the right hand side. I really feel that in my hip because I went for a run this morning. Oh, just enjoying the stretch. Deep breath in and relax, uncross. Move your hips over to the left of your mat. Feet over to the right. Hold on to your left wrist with your right hand and can move your shoulders over to the right as well until you're already feeling the stretch down the left hand side, right from the wrist to the ankle. And if you would like to see how it feels for you, you can cross the left ankle over the right. Just enjoy that feeling of the whole left hand side of the body being stretched out. Come back to center. You probably want to move your hips back to the center of the mat. Pick up the right knee, give it a hug into the chest. Inhale and bring the left hand to the outside of the knee. Extend the right arm. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, guide the left knee over towards the ground. Just allowing the body to release tension here. So try and notice where you're maybe still holding on to it and breathe into that area. See if it will relax. On your next inhale, come onto the back, extend the right foot, the right leg, hug the left knee, extend the left arm. deep breath in, and as you exhale, guide the left knee over towards the ground. Your left hip's going to come off the ground, but try and keep your left shoulder connected to the floor. And if your foot doesn't come all the way to the earth, you might want to hook it just behind if you hook your left foot behind your right leg. Sometimes that feels nicer, so you're not just dangling in space. On your next inhale, roll onto the back. Oh. Stretch out your left leg and your right, the corners of the mat. Extend the arms. Close down the eyes. Allow the breath just to revert its normal breathing pattern. Don't try and force anything. Feeling the sensation of the air in the nostrils. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest as you inhale and exhale. And the expansion of the belly on the inhale and contraction on the exhale. If you would like, you might want to try the breath retention exercise that we did at the start of the class. But up to you. If you would like, so inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. But whatever your breathing pattern, just use the power of the exhale to relax all the muscles in the body. Letting go of any tension in the feet, the lower legs, the upper legs, the hips and the pelvis. On the lower back, the upper back and the chest. Relaxing the fingers, the hands, and the wrists. Relaxing the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms, and the shoulders. Relaxing the neck, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, and finally the forehead, allowing any lines or worries just to fade away. And for the next few minutes, just lie here, enjoying the feeling of the warmth, comfort, support of the earth, and the feeling of calm and relaxation in your mind and in your body. On your next inhale, feel the energy coming back to your body. Making some tiny movements in your fingers and your toes. Move your hands and your wrists. Bend your arms, bend your legs. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Move your feet from side to side. Move your knees. Roll over onto one side. Just rest here for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Help yourself to come up into a seated position. Deep breath in, roll the shoulders back and down. Stretching the arms out, opening the chest. Stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Trace a path with the thumbs down in front of your heart. Bow the head. Namaste.